Good morning, noon, or night, dear listeners, and welcome back to the RB and Chief podcast. So, today's guest is someone that none of us here ever expected to have on the show. Yet, here we are.
Hey there. My name's James Ringlestein, though I hear that you guys on the internet have decided to start referring to me as Jimmy Rings or something like that. Sorry about us having to do this over the phone, by the way. Wish I could have been here in person. So as many of you probably know, I play the role of Master Chief in the dramatized made-for-TV retelling of the events of the Human Covenant War.
So first off, we just want to give our condolences to you and the others who worked on the show. We're very sorry to hear that it got canceled.
Well, thanks. This stuff
I'm
happens.
not sorry.
Oh, right then.
No, seriously, son. I despise that show. I found a lot of the artistic changes it made to be beyond distasteful.
Right. Okay. My apologies,
I'm not
Chief.
just talking about your portrayal as me. I'm talking about the writing and direction of the show as a whole. The show is so damn inaccurate that it's just insulting in my opinion.
I agree. I felt the scene where the Spartan has sex with that prisoner of war to be extremely disrespectful. It's public knowledge that he was and still is a proud little virgin who has never once felt the touch of a woman.
I personally didn't really have much of a say in any of those things.
Now don't worry, human. I thought the show was great.
So, one question we wanted to ask you. Why do you think the show's been canceled?
Well, it's a tough market out there, and a lot of people, I guess, just don't like the kind of show we made. Though, personally, I do think a lot of the toxicity we got from the fans did quite a number on the show's reputation, which caused people to kind of stop wanting to go and check it out and see for themselves whether the show was actually good or not. So really, I'd say a lot of the blame is on them if you really think about it. But at the end of the day, who knows?
Right. Well, anyways, if the show was to get a third season, how do you think the story would have played out?
That's a good question. We actually did have a few story ideas already in the works just before we got canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it obviously hadn't been properly polished yet, but we were definitely planning on bringing the Arbiter into the story. The real Arbiter, of course. Obviously, we had a different one in season 2, and he's dead now, so that would have given us the opportunity to bring in the Arbiter that everyone knows. And the way his story would have played out would kind of mirror the Chief's from season 1 in a way. So we wanted to hit a lot of the same story beats as his. In fact, to make sure it was as thematically similar to Chief's story as possible, we actually just copy and pasted the script from season 1, but with the words Master Chief replaced with Arbiter.
Oh, well, that's quite interesting.
Wait a minute. How exactly would I have the same story beats as the Spartan?
Well, we knew from the get-go that we needed more romance in the show, of course. So we were going to have this beautiful love story between you and the Prophet of Regret, I think, which would sort of parallel the way Chief fell in love with the Covenant girl in season 1. And so basically the story would finally conclude with the humans and the Covenant finally putting their differences aside and working together to defeat the Flood once and for all. And then the final sequence would be the humans and the aliens all having this big interspecies orgy at the end to kind of represent them joining forces, so to speak, which I just personally think is a really great way to end the series. It's just a perfect representation of the show and how much respect we have for the source material, of course.
Right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for you today.
No worries, man. I'm always happy.
Is it okay if I glass that guy's house? Thank you for watching this video, and a special thank you to all our patrons who've been supporting the channel with their own hard-earned cash. Haha, suckers. Thank you, Spartan Icarus, B137, UNSC Oni, Danny Mireles, Roy the Wolf, Spartan Bruce, The Silent Deep, and Scion Esports. All right, you can stop listening now.